Hello and welcome to Mandarins. My name is Melody and this is episode 28. Today is the 20th of April and it's not 9 yet in the morning. It's been raining for the whole night and there's a very high chance that it will start raining again, so I apologize in advance um, if it starts to rain, because there's nothing I can do about it, but if the sound of the rain gets too loud, because I have windowsills outside, and when the rain pours um, on the windowsill, it's quite noisy. So yeah, I hope that you're well. I think I recorded less than 2 weeks ago, so not too bad. I have a couple of things to show you this week, a couple of things that I would like to mention, and yeah. First of all, I wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who got in touch with me lately, whether it's through Instagram, Ravelry, emails, comments that you post on YouTube. I just wanted to say a big thank you, and it's just not always easy to answer to every single comment, because for example, on Instagram, sometimes I see comments weeks after, or it just takes a lot of time to answer every single message. But I just wanted to say that I'm really grateful for you taking the time to write me, and I read everything, and it just really makes me happy when someone reach out and takes the time to message me. So I just wanted to mention that. So it's almost spring here. There's a couple of trees outside my window. There's a really big birch over there, and when I'm working from the couch, I always love to look through the window, and I can see the branches. It has some kind of really long, I don't know, it's not, there's the branches, and then this part that is attached to the branches, and there's no leaves on it, but when the wind blows, I don't know, this part starts to swing like this, and it's really dramatic. Like I don't know, something out of a Tim Burton movie, but I don't know, it's very beautiful. I love the motion of the branches. And over here there's, I don't know what kind of tree is it, but it has those really fluffy blooms at the moment. It's very pretty, and usually when this tree starts blooming, I know that the other ones are going to follow very soon. We have a couple of lilacs a bit further, and it's always such joy in spring to bring fresh flowers back home, because there's quite a bit of lilac trees. So yeah, I'm just really excited. The days are much longer, and yesterday I was in the city for a birthday, a very special birthday. We went to the restaurant, and then we walked in the old town, and we were walking outside. I think it was around 7:30, 8, and it was still quite bright outside, so such a difference compared to winter that lasts forever here. It lasts for about 6 months, I think, with an average of 4 or 5 hours of daylight. So anyway, so this week, well, I've been dying like a mad lady before the shop update that was on Friday, and just preparing everything for the shop update. And then on Saturday morning I woke up very early and tried to pack as many orders as possible, and I spent I think about an hour at the post office, um, because my writing, I write like a French lady, which means that people here in Latvia, they don't write the same way. Letters are the way we have the same letters in L, for example, but the way they teach the kids to write at school is completely different. So basically, I've been asked at almost every word, just what is this letter, for instance. It's R and she thought it was an X, or just just a lot of times. So hopefully it will go smooth, more and more smoothly, every time that I will go back. Yeah, I think that was she's new at the post office, so it's fine. And then I went back on Monday and finally yesterday. So everything is out of the house, and yeah, it was so much fun to pack everything and write small letters and just pack everything and see all the yarn together and the color combinations and everything. It was so much fun. So yeah, thank you so much for all of your support, and I really can't wait for you to receive the parcel and just start knitting with the yarn, and I really can't wait to see what you will make. So I don't have yarn in stock anymore. I just have one last skein or hank of this is the 100% fingering weight Merino Dalle. So this is the last one, and I'm planning to morden it today and dye it. And the plan is for me to create something with it. I've knit with it already. I started a little blanket, and yeah, it's a beautiful yarn to knit with, but I knit with the undyed yarn, so I really want to see how the yarn will work with the dye, how it will knit up. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah, as soon as I will finish recording, I will go ahead and prepare this little baby for the dye pot and dye it today, and hopefully it will be ready tomorrow. So that was that. Then on Saturday afternoon we went to eat outside and just spend time with family. On Sunday it was a really rainy day, so I stayed at home and packed the remaining orders and just worked a little bit more. Monday, working from home, and yesterday I was in the city, working from a coffee shop, and yeah, had a walk after. So that was my week, and I'm going to show you my works in progress. I don't have any finished objects. This week I've been working on one design pattern. I will show it to you when it will be finished. It's still a work in progress, and there's still quite a bit of things that I have to work on. So I worked on it yesterday morning, and I reached out hopefully the last portion of the shawl, and I laid it flat on the floor and just, yeah, try to see how everything worked together and if I was satisfied with it. So I'm going to let it sit for a couple of days and see if I'm completely thrilled with it. So then I've been working on another sweater, and I keep this one in my Kate Davis sweater bag. I've never knit a Kate Davis pattern, but I really want to. She has this very traditional yet modern in some way patterns, and there's a couple of them that I really want to knit, especially the yoke sweaters. So This is a project that I started, I would say 3 weeks ago. Um, and I actually finished the front and the back of the sweater. But I wasn't really pleased with my cast on. It was really, I don't know, maybe not stretchy enough. It's a 1x1 rib. It starts with a 1x1 rib, and I don't know, it was not very neat. So I ripped it back completely and started again with a long tail cast on. So the first time I actually knit it flat, and I don't know, it really slowed me down. So the second time around, I cast on circular needles, and so I knitted in the round. I completed. I completed. So the whole, not the whole sweater, but the whole body without the sleeves, up to the top. I finished the neck, and I was about to call me silly. I was about to do a 3 needle bind off for the shoulders. But so I was really excited, and the thing is that the sweater is a garter stitch sweater, so when you start knitting on it, it gets really addictive. So I was basically knitting and knitting and knitting and knitting, and I just couldn't stop until I completed the neckband. So I still had 2 holes on the side for the bind off for the shoulders. So I tried on the sweater, and basically my arms were coming out from the shoulder seams, and what happened is that I completely forgot to leave space for the armholes. Yeah. And so when I completed the body of the sweater, I knew that something was wrong, but for some reason I couldn't point it out. And then I was like, you're so silly. I forgot the armholes. So, oh, at least I can laugh at my own mistakes. So, what happened? I ripped back 15 centimeters and divided the body into parts, back and front. So, it's all tangled. So this is the sweater, or what will be the sweater. It's garter stitch. I don't know if you can see the, yeah, 1x1 with rib, but the cast on is very neat. And the way I cast on, I'm usually very comfortable with a cable cast on. The thing with the cable cast on is very good if you want to do attached borders, for instance. But it's not a very stretchy. It's stretchy, but not as stretchy as the long tail cast on. And I don't find it very neat. So yeah, I just went back. I knew that it would have bothered me in the end, and probably would have prevented me from wearing the sweater. So that's not the point when you spend so much time on knitting something. So now I'm very happy with that. And the first time around, I actually knit the rib in, I think, one needle size down, and I was so excited to cast on one more time, to cast on again, that I forgot to use a smaller needle size. But I think it's fine, because the way with a cast on like this, I don't know, it's very stretchy, as you can see, and it's very neat, so it's totally fine with me. So I completed the back or the front, I don't know, they're the same. So um, this part is completed, and this part for my arms and this is the second half. So the thing is that when you knit in garter stitch, so when you knit garter stitch flat, you knit the back and the front, the right side and the wrong side. And when you knit in the round, the right side is knit and the wrong side is purled. And I thought, for some reason, I thought that, you know, just knitting will be really, really fast. But the thing is that knitting flat, I'm really not used to knitting with straight needles, and these are 8mm needles. They're very sharp for wooden needles, which is really, really good because the yarn is a one ply, so I don't know if you can see, it's a very round yarn, and it's wonderful to work with. But I'm not used to straight needles. I only started, I started knitting with straight needles, the one that belonged to my grandmother. But since then, I've been working with circular needles exclusively, so it was very awkward for me to knit. I don't know, probably my muscle memory is, I don't have muscle memory with straight needles, so it was slowing me down basically. So when I cast on and knit in a round, it went so fast, even though I had to purl on the second round. But honestly, it took, I don't know, 3 days, I think, to finish the whole body, and then I let it sit for 1 day and read back 15 centimeters. But this is such a joy to knit. So the yarn, you can see it here, it's not that that orange. It's actually very soft. You can see, no, it's worse. It's actually a very soft orange, coral, very soft coral, and yeah, I really like it. So as I said, it's a one ply yarn, and I don't have the yarn tag, I think. So it came in a big bag like this. It's a kit from We Are Knitters, which is a Spanish brand. I thought that they were actually based in the US, but no, they're Spanish. So this is the classic sweater, and the kit comes in, so it's a one size sweater. It comes with the pattern instruction, a tag, a sewing needle, the bag, the pair of needles, and six balls. So yeah, this is how the sweater is going to look like. And for the yarn, oops, so it actually comes in a bowl like this, but since I have a bowl winder and I find any excuse that I can to cake my yarn, I caked it. So this is a 100% Peruvian Highland wool, 100 grams and 140 meters. So I think it's heavy worsted, bulky. Yeah, and that is the peach colorway. The most difficult part was not to choose a kit. The most difficult part was to choose the color. There were a lot of beautiful colors to choose from, and I think that they have new colors. I think that there's a dark forest green that I would absolutely love for the winter. I just love wearing dark dark green. So yeah, so as I said, the pattern is written, it's a very simple pattern. It's it's been created for beginner knitters. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to follow the pattern at the beginning, and for me it didn't really work to knit it flat, so I decided to knit it in the round, then separate the front and the back of the sweater. Then it says for the neckband to bind off all the stitches and then pick up stitches, I think 68 stitches, 15 centimeters from the shoulder or from the side. So I did some math and figure out the number of stitches to put on waist yarn, and how many to bind off, and how many stitches to that I needed to make the neckband. And then for the shoulders, I'm actually going to do a 3 needles bind off. So I think that's it for the sweater. If you would like to try out We Are Knitters yarn or a kit, you can enjoy a 15% discount with the code Mandarins WAK. So I'm gonna try to finish the sweater very soon, because I would like to wear it at the beginning of May, because we are planning a little trip to Tallinn, Estonia, and I would love to wear it there and take a couple of pictures in front of one of the colorful doors in the old town. That would be great. Some tea. You are in my garden right now. I'm surrounded by seedlings and other greens. So the second work in progress, it's funny because I really feel that I've been working on big projects lately, and now that I have those really two massive projects, I'm really craving for lighter projects, really. So I will talk about that after. So this is my second work in progress. I need to keep it in a huge wooden box like this from the market, and in case I wasn't tired with my 8mm needles, I've been also knitting with 12mm. So this is the blanket that I'm currently working on. Yeah. So this is the right side. So this is the herringbone stitch. And yeah, it is growing. It takes a bit of time to make the stitch, because yeah, you have to knit it together, drop the first stitch, and then you knit together with the third stitch, and you do the same thing with purling on the wrong side. So it's taking a bit of time, but I'm not rushing or anything. I'm just enjoying this project, and it will take as long as it will take in order to finish it. But I was knitting on it last week, and I just love looking at it. When every time that I finish a row, I just can't stop. I have to stop and look at it. I love the texture to start with, and sometimes in the yarn, I will be careful not to stop myself. Sometimes in the yarn, there's those parts of dyed fibers I suppose probably from other skins, other colorway that they have, other colorways, sorry. But I just love these little speckles. And I came to the point where I don't know if I actually prefer the right side or the wrong side, because this is out of this world. Look at that. It's beautiful. I just love it. I really, really love it. So I started with 8 bowls, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I used 2 of them, and I've just started the 6th one. And this is a lot of fun. The yarn is called the Sister yarn, and this is from a company called Knit Collage. And I think I mentioned the last time that the yarn is actually hand spun. It's hand spun in India with I don't know how to say this word. I think I have it here. I can read the card to you actually. Knit Collage yarns are vibrant hand-spun creation that reflect our happy approach to the world and obsession with color and texture. Bits of ribbons, sequins, difficult word because it's a French one, of flowers appliqué are spun together with brightly colored wool, mohair, and glittering Angelina fibers. We love natural fibers and primarily use wool, cotton, silk, and mohair in the yarns. Our wool fibers are from Australia, where we choose the best quality available from non-muzzled sheep. The mohair comes all the way from South Africa, where there is a rich history of gorgeous mohair fibers. In some of our yarns, we also use a teeny amount of sparkly fibers called Angelina that are made from polyester. These fibers come in a large range of iridescent and glittering colors from the USA. The spinning process is enormously time intensive. To spin one skein of our yarn, it takes the spinner around 2 or more hours. On top of the spinning, all of the fibers you see in our yarns are also hand-dyed and hand-carded. Some colorways have over 10 different fiber colors carded together to achieve the final result. This creates a beautiful melange look that is impossible to duplicate on machine. Even though the raw material are the same, not 2 skeins are completely alike because of the intense handmade process that goes into each and every skein. So, yeah, that's a lot of work to create yarn like this, and it kind of reminds me of, well, the process of naturally dyeing yarn. Obviously I don't hand spin the yarn or the fiber, but just the process of dyeing is already, I know that it's already really time intensive. Just washing the yarn, then mordanting the yarn, then rinsing the yarn, then extracting the dye, then dyeing the yarn, then waiting, rinsing the yarn, and I don't reskin the yarn, but it's a lot of work just to create that. So gotta get more tea. This morning I'm greening. It's 9:36. I haven't had coffee yet. This is green chai from Yogi Tea. So that's it for my works in progress this week. And as I said, I will show you the other things that I'm working on later. Something else that I have been enjoying immensely lately is the Knitlandia book from Clara Parks. And this is brilliant. I've been I don't know where I stopped. Yeah, I stopped here. So I bought the book, I think a month and a half ago, and I'm a really fast knitter. Um, so I'm basically trying to take my time to read this book, and just read it when I'm taking a bath or when I have a lunch break, and I want to spend time away from the computer. Um, so I'm really trying to take my time. So Knitlandia is actually it's a couple of short stories. It's memories, Clara Park's memories, um, knitting related from different places around the world. So the first chapter starts in New Mexico. Um, I don't remember if it's Santa Fe. New Mexico. And the second one is in Iceland. And I, the way Clara Parks writes, I don't know, she's really funny to start with. I was laughing out loud in the bus. People thought that I was completely insane. I just couldn't stop. There is a moment, if you read the book, when she gets in Iceland and she's about to bath. This moment is hilarious. Yeah, I was reading a bit in my bath as well, and I was traveling to Iceland with her, just visiting sheep farms and just seeing all the people in Reykjavik wearing Lopapista sweaters and visiting the Lopi factory. Just it's a really beautiful read. And the thing is, when I finished the Icelandic chapter, the only thing that I wanted to knit with, I really wanted to try the, oh my goodness, I don't remember how it's called. It's basically Icelandic yarn that comes in some kind of plate, and it's I don't think it's spun. I've seen that a couple of times. The first time that I've seen it was on the oh my goodness, a couple of years ago. It was not a podcast. It's designers who went to a trip to Iceland, and she bought this yarn, but I don't remember how it's called. Anyway, I really wanted to try this yarn out and knit something out of it. I spent a couple of hours just researching projects and Lopi sweaters, and it's funny because it's always when the summer comes or during this time of the year that I really want to knit Fair Isle, quite chunky sweaters, which is definitely not appropriate. But anyway, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading more and spending more time with Clara and yarn and knitting and things like that. And the thing is that the way she describes the places, I always wanted to visit Iceland. I've always been interested in New Mexico landscapes because of a game that I used to play when I was younger. Anyway, so yeah, this book. Then, taking out my notes. For the upcoming projects, so there's a sweater that I've been wanting to cast on for a really long time, and I wasn't really sure about which yarn to use. For quite a while I thought that I would use some Holst garn, one of the yarns that they have one blend of cotton and wool, one blend of silk and wool, and I think there is one with a bit of cashmere, not sure, maybe not. But the thing is that with Holtz Garn, when you go to their websites, I think I don't know, the colorways, they're really difficult to see on the monitor. For example, there's a couple of colorways that I thought would be great for a specific project, but when I went to Ravelry and checked the actual project that people have made, the colors are completely different from the ones on their website. So yeah, it just held me back a little bit. I'm really specific with the colors that I like, and yeah, the things that I like in general. So I just want to make sure that I make the right decision before getting something. So yeah, if I really want to use the yarn, I think that in the future I will order the whole shade card. So then I will make sure that I actually get the right color. So I thought for a little while of using that yarn, and then I don't know, spring is here, or almost here, and summer is gonna come hopefully soon. And I don't know, I thought that a 95% wool sweater would be probably too warm. So I started to think of using linen for this project. And I remembered an Etsy shop that actually sells linen yarn, and they are actually based in Klaipėda in Lithuania, which is really not far from here. Lithuania is the country next to Latvia, so it's on the left side of Latvia. And Lithuanian linen is very famous. I actually own a couple of dresses that are made out of Lithuanian linen, and I wear them all the time. So I thought that that would be a great substitution for the pattern. So the yarn that was used for the pattern, to start with, the pattern is the Herbarium sweater from Nadia Crétin-Lechêne. And yeah, sorry. So the yarn that she used for the sweater is actually Madeleine Torchlight, and I think Madeleine Torchlight is a superwash yarn. So yeah, and it's quite pricey, and I cannot get it here. So I thought of using something a bit more local, and so I ordered a shade card. This is from a company called Yarn Stories. So they're based in Lithuania, and they have all of these beautiful colors. So you can probably guess that I was immediately drawn to this one. Not this color, but just the whole palette here is definitely in my comfort zone. So I was thinking of something light, and when I looked at the website, I could see the colors quite well, but I wasn't really sure which color to use. But I was drawn to number 506 and 507, and I wasn't sure which one out of the two I would love the most. So I still don't know, to be honest. I just received it and I haven't given it proper thoughts. But I love number 609 and 603. I love the 09 and 03, I think, these ones. I love that. And I love number, oh gosh, there's a lot of them actually. And I think that would be great for knitting shawls as well, gradient shawls, or yeah. So I will give it proper thoughts during my lunch break, most probably, with a cup of coffee, and yeah. But most probably number 506, which is this one. This one. So we will see, but I'm really, really excited. And yeah, I think that would make a great sweater. And I'm already dreaming of knitting it in Tallinn in a coffee shop and just enjoying. So I'm gonna have more tea. So there's something that I thought about for a little while already, and I opened up a Ravelry thread in the Mandarins group to ask your opinion and suggestions. So I was thinking of organizing a swap for spring with things that are local to you, and basically the idea would be to have a jar. Haven't shown you that in a long time. These are my oaks. So basically have a jar with all of your names in there, and just pick up two names and pair them together, and just create swap partners. And the idea is to exchange things, whether it would be, I don't know, yarn or tea or something from a local artisan or something that you think that your partner would like. And the idea is just to get in touch with your partner and try to get to know him or her by asking him or her questions and looking at projects, his or her projects on Ravelry, to understand the colors that she or he likes, and yeah, just create a small parcel with small things and send it out to your partner. So that's the idea. I thought of putting people in a jar, or not putting people in a jar, putting names in a jar. I wouldn't put you in a jar. Putting names in a jar, but then the idea is to swap for something that are local to you. So if your partner is 5 minutes from your home, I don't think that that's a great idea. So I might have to have a jar for different continents. I will give it proper thoughts over my lunchtime with coffee as well. So that's the idea. Have a swap with things that are seasonal and local to you. So for instance, if you're in Australia and you want to participate, you're probably in the middle of autumn, so nothing springy, but something autumnal that you would like to send. And I know something from a local artisan, someone that you would like to support. And yeah, it doesn't have to be expensive or anything, that's not the point. Just something, I don't know, something small, and just a little gesture to someone across the globe. So I have a Ravelry thread opened in Ravelry, so you can participate in the thread and just let me know if you would be interested. I think that if we reach 20 participants, I will organize it. Today is the 20th of April. So what I will do is I will close the thread at the beginning of May. On the 1st of May, I will close the thread. So if you want to participate, just enter your name or just say, hey, I want to participate. And I will close the thread on the 1st. And then open up a new thread, and I will think about it over my lunchtime. But that's the idea. So yeah, let me know what you think. That would be great. I think that would be a really, really good idea. I will, as I mentioned before, I will go to Tallinn, Estonia in a couple of weeks. And I remember when I went there the last time, by the way, I will try to record small segments from the trip. I think that would be great, just on my phone camera. I got a small tripod not a selfie stick, just a small tripod. And I think that I can try to record videos with my iPhone, so I could show you the streets and small yarn shops and coffee shops that I visit, just to let you see a bit. We will be staying for a night, so I hope that I will be able to show you quite a bit from the trip. So what am I talking about that? Yes, I remember. So last time that I went to Tallinn, I went to a souvenir shop. Souvenir shop and yarn shop, and I bought the most beautiful cake of yarn. I think I bought a couple of them actually. Have all of my samples in here. Ugh. Okay, well, it's not the one that I wanted to show you. But for example, I bought this very sweet notebook in a bookstore, and the yarn is over there. I don't know if you can see. There's here. There's a small house that I bought the other day, and there is one of the bowls that I actually bought in Tallinn the last time, and it's beautiful. So I most probably pressed the wrong button and stopped recording. So I was talking about the yarn over there, and yeah, I'm planning to buy a sweater quantity of this yarn, and hopefully in a couple of years, I don't know, that would be amazing if I would be able to wear this sweater and just remember the time that I spent in Tallinn exploring the city and just remembering this time of the year and just create memories, basically. So yeah, one last thing that I would like to share. I think that I talked about the seasonal swap. I hope so. So the last thing that I would like to mention is a couple of podcasts that I've been enjoying immensely lately. So there's 3 little podcasts that I absolutely adore. The first one is the Loop and Bar podcast. Kate is the host of the podcast, and she is based in Wales, and I've been obsessed with Wales for the longest time ever. I know that they are very agricultural in Wales, and it's a very beautiful part of the world, and I know that there's this eco village over there where they create beautiful crop houses that look like hobbit houses. So I've been obsessed with that for a really long time, and I've been watching a lot of things about Wales, a lot of documentaries, and I absolutely want to visit someday at some point. So anyway, Loop and Bar podcast. So I've been enjoying Kate's podcast. She has 2 episodes out, and I really enjoy her soothing voice and the project that she's been working on. She recently completed a beautiful Leila sweater that looks amazing on her, and she's currently working on a double must stitch sweater, which is absolutely beautiful. I have a very high respect for people that are able to knit must stitch or double must stitch. For me, it's very difficult just to work for a long time on alternating knit stitch and purl stitch. It doesn't give me cramps or muscle pain at all. It's not natural for me with the way I knit, and I don't know, I often make mistakes, even though I absolutely adore the look of that. So I think I can definitely knit mittens or hats, small accessories, but for everything that would take more than a couple of hours, that would be a really big challenge. She's she's also sharing some crochet projects and some sewing, and she recently completed or finished, I think, 2 or 3 beautiful project bags that are absolutely beautiful. Um, the second podcast is the Camibornia podcast, and this is a bilingual podcast. It's in Swedish and in English. The Swedish part has English subtitles, and it's a beautiful, beautiful podcast that has meaningful conversations about knitting, fairy tales, and other different topics that it chooses for every episode. Knitting, of course, knitting with traditional patterns, Scandinavian yarns, beautiful botanical colored yarn, some philosophy, some poesy, a beautiful and very warm atmosphere, and yeah, it's a really, really wonderful podcast. And the last one actually came out last week, and oh my goodness. So this is called the Gentle Knitter podcast, and Nicole is the host of the podcast. She's in Canada, and she's one of the ladies that actually made me want to start knitting, or just get better at my knitting, because all of her finished pieces look so neat and so professional. And for that matter, she's actually a sample knitter for Brooklyn Trade and Matter and other designers for Knitbot as well. So she's a really prolific knitter. She's really good. She's a brilliant knitter, and I just love, obviously, the pieces that she knits for yarn companies, but also her personal pieces. And I love the project that she chooses, and the colors, the yarns and the colors. I'm really not surprised that she decided to name her podcast The Gentle Knitter, because her podcast is very, very soothing. I was really lucky, or really, really excited every time that she wrote an article on her blog, and we could see sneak peeks of her house, because it looks so beautiful, so beautiful. She loves blues and blue color, and she loves the most beautiful blues. I don't like all of blues, but she likes grayish blues, which I love as well. And in the first podcast, she obviously talked about her knitting, but also she shared one of the beautiful teacups that she owned, and oh my goodness, this teacup, I think I had to stop at some point and just stare at it. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about this podcast. She's planning to record about an episode a month, and yeah, I know how long it takes to record an episode, and usually you want to have content to share, otherwise there's no point really. But it's just, I don't know, I just love the atmosphere in her podcast, and I wouldn't mind if she would have one podcast a day. So yeah, it's raining right now. It's raining quite loudly, so hopefully you can still hear me. And yeah, I just wanted to mention that I actually opened a new thread on the Mandarins podcast Ravelry group, which is called the Podcast Love, and I have mentioned these 3 podcasts over there. So the idea is just to share new podcasts that you may have found and that you think could be interesting for the rest of us. So if you discover something new, please feel free to share so we could enjoy it as well. So yeah, that's it for today. Hopefully I will be able to export the videos to my phone, to my laptop, and edit them and yeah, just make it available for you, because that would be such a shame to record for an hour and not be able to do that. So I keep my fingers crossed. Well, I will have to search for tutorials and things like that, but hopefully that won't be a hassle. So yeah, it is 10, so it's been probably an hour and a half that I've been sitting here and recording, or well, at least an hour. So I'm gonna go have some coffee, and yeah, I will chat with you very soon again. It's the 20th of. I will try to have a new podcast before going to Tallinn, and then another one with the Tallinn segments. So yeah, you can find me on Instagram as Mandarins. There's also the Mandarins group over there, and you can find me on Instagram as B Mandarins. So yeah, I wish you a beautiful, refreshing spring day or autumn day, and I will chat with you very soon again.